everyone. Welcome back to Steve and Jenny's Star Tour. We just sat through 2.5 hours of The Last Jedi. And boy, felt like 2.5 hours of The Last Jedi.
Yeah, that was a long one.
So Jenny, what'd you think of The Last Jedi?
It was really boring.
Yeah.
Lots of filler.
Uh-huh.
It truly felt like just sitting here for 2.5 hours.
Yeah. See, here's my thing. I don't think boring is the word I would use to describe this movie. I'd use stupid. This movie's stupid. It's really stupid. There are a lot of dumb, stupid ideas that Rian Johnson just kind of did. It was almost like he didn't like anything that J.J. Abrams set up, so he resolved it in his own way, leaving J.J. Abrams practically nothing to work with in the next movie.
Why did they have a writer for 7 and 9 and then a different one for 8?
They were supposed to have a different one for all three, which is an even worse idea. Honestly, if they just stuck with JJ directing all three, I don't think this trilogy would be as hated as it is. I really think if they stuck with one director for all three movies, it would have been much better. So, we have a lot to talk about. Jenny, why don't you get started?
Oh, okay. I don't have as many notes, but...
That's why it's just you go first.
Okay. My first note, General Hux, right?
Yes.
General Hux looks like a rejected Weasley brother.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Okay. I don't know if this is like a hated ship in the community or whatever, but I ship Finn and Rey pretty hard.
No, I like them too. A lot of people that I spoke to at least liked them and thought that they were going to end up together.
Yeah.
And they didn't.
Okay, granted, I don't know these characters like super well, but when Luke just throws away the lightsaber, I don't think that would have happened. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you are 100% correct, my friend.
That doesn't seem like something he would do.
Yup. Correct.
Okay, so I guess this is when... Oh, this is like 2 notes in one. Well, okay, so I am a film major. I make films for, a living and as a hobby. I'm an editor by nature. The editing in this movie is just god-awful. Like, just as a general note.
No, you're right. It's not great.
There's so many scenes, and this is me just being, like, nitpicky, but, like, this is what makes a great film to a stand out from a okay film or whatever. Like, the difference to me as an editor is, like, I see... Like, especially in the end, when Rey and Leia were talking at the very end.
Yeah.
Leia, like, lowers her head in her close-up, and then on the reverse shot, when it's Rey's close-up, Leia's head is back picked up, and that irks me to no end. Like, I don't think the typical person would pick up on that, but to me, it just totally takes me out of it.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Were there any wipe transitions in this?
And that's the other thing. I don't see any of the classic Star Wars wipes, pans.
That just hit me. I don't remember a single wipe in this movie.
Yeah. It definitely...
Wow, I did not pick up on that.
The editing style was just completely... I didn't pay attention to who was editing these, to be honest.
Yeah.
But the editing style just feels so different from the past 7 films we've watched.
Yeah. I didn't realize that until now. Yeah, there's like no wipes at all in this film.
All of the landscape shots of when Rey was chasing down Luke on the temple island.
Oh, that was just filler.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then the other shots that I didn't like were when she was like meditating on the rock or whatever for her first
like stock footage.
And it literally looked like stock slow motion footage of them sprouting and the water rushing, and I'm like, you literally just Googled stock water rushing.
Yeah.
And it irks me.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Yeah.
Okay, my next note is Leia flying through the air with the Force question mark.
Okay, let me tell you a million reasons why that's awkward. I'll get more into it in my turn, but when I saw this movie in theaters with my brother, and we were sitting there, and we saw Leia get, like, blown out of the ship.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is really awkward because Carrie Fisher just died. And then we see her corpse floating, and I'm like, this is really hard to watch. And then she just fucking Wonder Woman's her way back to the ship, and I'm like, What?
Yeah.
I almost laughed because of how stupid it was. Like, what just happened?
And it didn't even look like, it literally
Play the Han Solo clip.
That's not how the Force works.
It literally looks like they just cut her out and like moved her cutout
Yeah.
in editing, and I'm like, this
It was
is really bad.
Yeah, it was really weird. Huh.
I don't get the acid trip scene where she dives down into the darkness when Luke
Yeah.
specifically said don't go there, and she's like, LOL, you want to see me jump into a hole? And she jumps into the hole,
Yeah.
and I guess she did acid on the way down with Alice in Wonderland.
That's what she fell into. She fell into out of acid. It wasn't water.
Apparently we switched movies halfway through and started watching Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah, that was weird. That was
And
bad.
then, okay, and then I guess I skipped a bunch because now I fast forward to like the end. But I literally have just written down, I don't like Rose.
Yeah.
Character, I don't like Rose's
Yeah.
character. I know there was a whole debacle with social media.
Yes.
The actress is great.
Yes. I'll get more into that. But yes,
And then
I agree.
specifically, Rose kissing Finn while the entire movie Finn was after Rey, and it was clearly obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And Rose is still like, oh, I'm gonna kiss you.
Mm-hmm.
And then as an overall note, I wrote down only the jokes are landing for me, and the serious writing is making me laugh harder than the jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like blow that piece of junk out of the sky. I'm in it for the memes.
More! More!
Yeah, I think I laughed louder at some of the like serious writing than some of the jokes.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so I have a lot of notes to go through. Jenny, please feel free to give your 2 cents as well, because
Okay.
there's a lot. The opening bombing scene is legitimately cool, and Rose's sister does more in 5 minutes than she does in the entire movie.
Yes. Agreed. Fact.
Paige was in the movie for 5 minutes, and she's a better character than her sister. Also, I really like Poe just messing with Hux.
Yes.
Speaking of which, seeing Hux dragged across the floor is pure gold.
Yes.
That was great. That was very satisfying.
That was good. Satisfying is the right word.
Yeah. Okay. This is about the lightsaber toss. Luke, in 3 seconds, immediately ruins everything about his character. That was so...
It's literally him throwing away his character.
Yeah, literally. That was so not something Luke would do. And I'll get more into this later. Actually, I see it's a few notes down. I also have written down, oh god, porgs. I hate them. I understand why they're there, but I hate them. Do you know why they're there? When they were on location filming, there were a bunch of puffins. And there were too many to edit out, so they just CGI'd them into porgs.
Why does everyone hate them? I mean, they weren't awful in this movie.
It's because they were in all the advertising, and it was very clear that they were just merchandising marketing.
Okay.
They were merchandising, essentially.
Okay.
It's just, hey, look at what you're gonna have to buy your kitties.
I didn't think they were so annoying in the movie.
No, but it's solely the promotional material that makes them so unbearable.
Okay, that's fair. I do see them all over Disney, and to
Yeah.
now know that they're just like a cover-up, quite literally.
Yeah. Kylo Ren destroying his mask was such a huge moment for his character development, and I admit it was a pretty good scene.
Oh yeah.
It shows that he's like just like moving on and giving up, and as he said, letting the past die.
Yeah.
That was a good
I
moment.
really didn't even think of that.
Good, I want you to keep that in mind. Luke was handled so fucking poorly in this movie, to the point where even Mark Hamill himself hates it.
Oh yeah,
Mark Hamill famously hates this movie, because I remember seeing interviews where he was like talking about reading through the script, and how he said to Rian Johnson, I'm very surprised how you see Luke. And he's saying, like, I'm reading the script and seeing, like, it's time for the Jedi to end, and I'm like, Luke was so full of hope, never stopped believing in the Jedi, never stopped believing in turning the bad to the good, like with his father, and now it's just all thrown out the window. And I'm like, said it from the man himself.
Yeah.
It's just not Luke.
Yeah, it didn't feel like...
No, it's not at all what his character is. It sucks. Poe, on the other hand, I feel is the best part of the movie, and everything he does is fantastic.
Yes, I like
Poe is awesome. He's easily my favorite character of the trilogy. He's great. Love what he does.
I liked him a lot in this movie.
no matter how you look at it, the Leia Force scene is so badly done. We talked about it before. It's stupid.
The Force flying thing?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's dumb. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
I get what they're trying to do, like, hey, Leia can use the Force too, but it's like, we know that.
Well, the problem is they're
We
just
know that.
they're manipulating the Force to whatever they need it to be in that scene.
Yes.
Hey, we want to blow Leia out, into space, and then how is she going to be saved? Oh, let's
The
just...
Force.
The Force. It's always like saying,
They're using the Force as a scapegoat.
yeah.
And that's not...
That's not how the Force works.
It's just not.
It's kind of like the always answer, and like when you go to Disney. Well, how come this happens? Magic.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
the Force.
the go-to answer. But just because it's the easiest one doesn't mean it's the best one.
Yeah, I agree. It's just lazy writing, honestly. If you can't think of a better solution to your problem than just the Force, that's just bad writing.
Don't put it in the situation then.
Yeah, exactly. Luke reuniting with R2-D2 was a cute scene, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I did like that. That was really...
I-
And how he played the
The
old
original,
hologram.
yeah.
That was cute.
I like
I
that.
like that.
That. I'm sure, especially someone who like grew up on the series, even that must have got them in the emotional gut.
No, yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I really like that. Fuck everything about Holdo. She is the worst.
Purple hair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is it so hard to simply tell your crew who are fearing for their lives what your plan is?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that what a leader is supposed to do? Isn't that what you're supposed to do as a good leader? I side with Poe on this.
Oh, absolutely.
Rey and Kylo's Force Skype is another example of how the writers don't understand the Force. How else would you describe that?
No, you're right.
That's not how the Force works.
How is a line Han Solo said in this trilogy so applicable to this trilogy?
I will admit though, I guess you'll get to this later.
Mm-hmm.
The reason they can like force Skype, I did not see that coming. I'm gonna be
No,
completely
I agree.
honest. I don't know if it's gonna make me sound stupid or whatever, but
I don't think I have it written down so we can talk about it. Yeah,
I
it was
did
Snoke.
not see that coming.
Snoke connected them. I didn't expect that either, but when I realized it, I'm like, okay. It was just kind of a, alright,
Yeah.
he did that thing kind of reason.
Another manipulation thing.
Yeah. There are small moments where he acts like Luke that are genuinely good, but for every one of those, there's a million where his character's all wrong. Like, the scene where he's first teaching Rey the Force. And it's like, reach out, and Rey's like,
Yeah.
he like puts the leaf, and he's like, you feel that's the Force! I'm like, that felt
Yeah.
right to me. That felt like Luke. But everything else, there are small traces of his character in there, and then a lot of just bad flanderization.
Yeah.
Really. It just wasn't good. The entire Canto Bight side story is terrible, and I hate everything about it. That's the casino planet.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah.
That is the worst part of the movie. Hands down, it's awful. It's terrible. None of it is enjoyable to watch. And nothing really happens. They go there, Finn and Rose go there to find a master codebreaker, find a different codebreaker, and then leave.
They don't even get to do anything.
Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the most important part. When they jumped on a bunch of space horses and rode through the town.
They don't even do anything. They got taken to jail right away for a parking ticket.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
It's not even like they came in guns a-blazing. They're like, you parked in the no parking spot.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put you in jail.
Yeah, it's kind of harsh.
You could come up with a million other reasons, and you
Maybe,
went-
like, they could have been like, hey, these guys are resistance, and they found out somehow.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah.
But you went with parking ticket.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That scene felt more like a Western than it did Star Wars.
Yeah, that did not feel like Star Wars at all. I remember when I saw this in the theaters, as I'm watching that, I'm like,
In our theater?
Star Wars?
Where'd you go?
Where did my Star Wars movie get that? Did we change? Did the projectionist? Did you change the channel? What's going on here? Okay. I hate this line. It was a Jedi Master who was responsible for the training and creation of Darth Vader. Yeah. A Jedi Master that you looked up to, Luke! He's literally shit-talking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, yeah.
A man he idolized. Are you kidding me? Why would he ever say that?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. That took me by surprise.
That's so bad. It's such a bad line. Oh my god. Okay, here's where I'm going to get more into the thing we were talking before about Rose. Rose is such an uninteresting character, and it's such a shame to see any new character suck, but especially here, considering that Kelly Marie Tran is legit a very good actress. And she got bullied so badly for this role. People hated this character so much, they straight up bullied the actress. This should go without saying.
Yeah.
Never do that!
Don't do that.
Don't do that! It's not the actor's fault.
They just are
They're just
doing what's on the screen.
they're doing the job. They're doing their job. They're doing what they're being told to do. It's not their fault the character sucks. If you want to blame anyone, blame the writers. Never blame the actor, ever. It's not their fault. That being said, I'm glad that things are turning around for her and she's going to be playing in Raya and the Lost Dragon.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
That looks cool.
I'm so excited.
I just have written down Ben Swallow. This is see where Kylo Ren is without his shirt and he's fucking ripped. Dude is jacked. I love like Rey's like, could you like put like a cowl on or something?
Ray, why would you do that?
Yeah, seriously.
Just let it happen.
Okay, yeah. Rey's Dagobah cave moment makes no sense. It's, you know, when she falls in the hole. There's like reflections of her that go on for an infinite amount because she snaps and then it comes back around. And then like she's like, show me my parents, and it's just her. And I'm like, I don't get what you're trying to do here, Ryan. Like, in episode 5 it was so clear.
Yeah.
Where Luke goes in, fights Vader, he strikes out of anger, and it shows he'll wind up just like Vader if he does that.
Yep.
Straight to the point. Here, what are you conveying? What's the lesson? What's the message?
That
You're a nobody?
She doesn't need her parents to be her true self?
It's so vague and unclear.
It's like the entire, like every single character and force is telling her, drop the parents thing.
Yeah.
I need to find my mommy and daddy.
Yeah. Like,
every character is like, drop it, and she's like, no.
yeah. Okay. For all this movie's shortcomings, the Yoda scene is unironically the best scene in the entire trilogy. I adore that scene so much.
That was a good scene.
How, first of all, just seeing Yoda again was great. And how they brought back the puppet.
Yeah.
And it wasn't CGI Yoda, it was puppet Yoda. I'm like, oh! And Yoda giving one final lesson to Luke was such a good scene. Where I remember like sitting in the theater watching this, and I thought to myself, I'm like, this feels like Star Wars. This is what I love about Star Wars. Yeah, great scene.
Yeah.
No other complaints there. Great scene. Again, Poe is not in the wrong here at all. Holdo is a terrible leader and should have just told them her plan. It wasn't a bad plan, but why the hell didn't she tell them? There is literally no reason to withhold information from your crew. Boy, I'm sure glad Snoke died before we got to learn anything about him. Who is he? Where'd he come from? What's his beef with Luke?
Well, never.
I don't know, he's dead. Who cares? Everyone watching!
Yeah.
Oh my god. At first I'm like, oh okay, he killed him. That's like a turning point for Kylo Ren. They killed him already? Like,
yeah,
what the hell?
Very different.
We know so little about this character.
It's very different that they killed the Supreme Leader in the second one. I guess it's trying to be different than the original.
Yeah, but like, tell us more about him.
Yeah.
There were theories about this guy. There were theories going around that he was Darth Plagueis.
Mm-hmm.
But, no.
Who knows?
He's just... Who's Snoke?
Oh.
Snoke.
Dead.
The Supreme Leader.
Dead.
Oh my god. To be fair, it leads into a pretty cool fight. It leads into a pretty cool fight scene.
Yes.
However, the one bad thing about that fight scene is, boy, if you weren't convinced before that Rey was a Mary Sue, she is way too strong in that fight scene.
I don't like
when
that.
she like drops the lightsaber and catches it, and I'm like, come on!
You've had
You even just went, shut up.
You've had no lightsaber training. You had one meditation session with Luke Skywalker. How?
Yeah. It's,
Why?
she's,
Yeah, I audibly said shut up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't like Rey.
No, I don't either. She's such a bad protagonist.
I don't care. Like, I care about other characters. I don't care about
Yeah,
Rey.
I don't either. Okay, Lightspeed Kamikaze is really cool, but it
That
does
was cool.
not redeem Holdo's character.
You're right. Yeah.
She's still a bad character, but that was pretty cool, not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Boy, Phasma really is the new Boba Fett, huh?
Yeah.
Say it with me. And
And
Phasma
Phasma
was
was
there. Oh man, what a waste. Why do they always do that? They bring in a character who's like, oh, they're really cool, and then do nothing with them. They did it with Boba Fett, they did it with Phasma. I'm like, come on, this is... Even Jango Fett, the same situation. Like, come on. If you're gonna introduce a character like that, make them cool, make them do stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Finn's heroic sacrifice could have been such a great end to his character arc, turning from a coward to a brave hero.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been fantastic. Rose had to come in and fuck it all up.
That would have been such a good moment.
It would have been an amazing moment for him and an excellent closure to his character. And Rose is just like, hey, let me save you and get a little kiss. And I'm like, give me a second. just one moment. Okay. Sorry, I needed a minute. Where was I? Okay.
Yes.
Luke's stand against Kylo Ren is awesome, and one of the few moments where he genuinely feels like Luke.
Yes, I
Like,
agree with that.
The scene, I remember when I first saw that, where he walks out onto the battlefield, and they just shoot him. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? I was like genuinely surprised. I'm like, no, they can't seriously have just done that. And then he walks out and just goes, and I'm like, okay, let's go. That was so hype. I love that. And then when you realize, if you noticed, Kylo Ren's attacks never landed.
Yes.
The lightsabers never touched. Luke dodged everything.
Yes.
Which was foreshadowing he wasn't really there.
Right.
It was all a projection, an actual Force projection, which,
It was really cool.
again, as cool as it is, I'm gonna say again, I don't think that's how the Force works, but whatever. It was very cool, and I liked the fact that the last thing Luke says to Kylo Ren is, while doing an impression of Harrison Ford,
Yeah.
see you around, kid. Luke literally imitates Han Solo just to spite Kylo Ren,
Yeah.
and I love that.
That was good.
I love that. I really like that final stand against Kylo Ren from Luke. I thought that was honestly the best way they handled his character.
Yeah.
And which leads into Luke's death, which I felt it was very poetic. It was a very poetic callback to Yoda's death, and I feel like it was the perfect way. If you're gonna kill Luke, that was the perfect way to do it. Have him return to the Force, and how, like Jenny said, the shot wasn't great, but it was a callback to when Luke looks at the sun's Tatooine,
yeah,
which is a nice
I do
callback.
appreciate that.
But yeah, I think if Luke was gonna die, having him peacefully go was the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And Broom Kid was there. I don't fucking know, man. I don't know. Broom Kid was a thing, and then he wasn't. Like, I understand what Rian Johnson was trying to do there, and like, hey, look, it doesn't matter where you come from. Anyone can be a Jedi. That's why he played so hard into the raise a nobody thing. And I'm like...
Oh yeah, we heard that about every other sentence.
Yeah, and I'm like, I get it, but like, I don't care. You know?
When you just literally tease something that could have been like a huge thing.
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler alert, you told me we never see him again.
Yeah, no, never again. Nope, never see Broom Kid again.
So like, there's other ways to do that without teasing something so major like that.
Absolutely. There's a million ways you could have done something, but nope, just... So overall...
Oh, and I feel really bad for Leia. She lost her husband, her boyfriend, or baby daddy, and then she also loses her brother.
Yep.
Like that's a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
I felt really bad, especially because I don't think it. Because I was still like, oh my god, Luke, until once Leia and Rey sat down, I was like, oh, she's like really sad.
Yeah.
She just lost
Yeah.
her like two buddies in crime.
Technically, her son too.
Yeah.
You really want to think about it, like
she admitted.
Leia suffers in this trilogy.
She said
It
my son's
sucks.
gone.
It sucks. I felt so bad for Leia in this. She just constantly gets just
The short end
completely
of the
screwed
stick,
up. Yeah, it sucks. So, long story short, I don't like this movie.
3 out of 10. 3 out of 10.
Yeah, it has...
Maybe a 4. Maybe
It has things in it that I like.
Yeah.
There are certain moments that I think are genuinely pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll go 4. I'll go 4.
On a whole, I don't like it. I do, however, think it's better than Attack of the Clones and Phantom Menace. But I don't like it.
Yeah, okay.
It's not as bad as those two,
Yeah,
but it's pretty bad.
it's down there.
It's close. It's
Yeah.
very close. But it's pretty bad. So, yeah. Yeah.
I stand with my 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that.
Alright, well, we are almost done.
Wow.
We're almost... I can't believe this is finally
Yeah.
happening. We're almost finished. We only have like 3 more movies to go.
Yeah.
And only 1 more in the main series.
Join us next time.
It's the one I've been dreading.
Join us next time.
Yeah. Come back for as we end things with the rise of Skywalker. Or as I like to call it, the fall of Star Wars. See you then, everybody.
Bye.